I called 2020 the year of road trips a while back, and I ended up not taking very many myself, which is a little bit disappointing, but I was still able to get out there a little bit and explore. Lacking when it came to videos about it, my bad, but now with 2021 here, it might be the time to get back into road tripping or taking weekend adventures, weekend warrior style, where you don't fly, but rather drive. We all know how to earn the most points flying and use points to get free flights, but there's not much you can do with a free road trip, other than staying at hotels, that is. No credit cards offer credits for gas purchases or credit for a car rental that you can take for a road trip, that is. What to do then? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jacob Fisher, and today we are talking about a couple things. Firstly is how to earn the most cash back or points, depending on what you prefer, while you go road tripping, which credit cards you use for which purchases, things like that. And secondly, how to save money while out on a road trip. I've taken my fair share of road trips, most of which happened in college, so my friends and I didn't really want to spend very much money at all. There were a couple ways we avoided spending money on unessential things. Before we get into it though, make sure you give that like button a little tap and subscribe if you like videos like this. I wouldn't mind too much. Things have changed just a little bit from when I was in college taking road trips, as much as they can change in just a few short years. But now I try to maximize the number of points I get on all my purchases. In college, I was just trying to spend as little as possible, not thinking too much that even the little spending I made could actually earn me free things. Eventually it clicked though, and here we are today with his YouTube channel. But now, also when I travel, I try to earn the most points or use points for travel, so I travel for less. Using points for flying or for hotels is super easy to do. Even Chase Pay Yourself Back feature is great. But using points on a road trip becomes especially difficult if you're not staying at hotels. However, it's really easy to maximize those points and cash back earning while on a road trip because you're really only spending your money on a few things like gas and shelter. Then I guess food as well, grocery stores, restaurants, all that good stuff. Airbnbs or hotels though, I'm considering for shelter, not just a cabin on the side of the road. To earn the most cash back and points, I only have a couple cards that I use for earning the most points and cash back. First, the American Express Blue Cash Preferred. I've talked about this card a lot. It's not that shocking that I use it for all of my grocery store and gas purchases because you earn 3% cash back on gas and 6% cash back on grocery stores limited to $8,000, $6,000, $8,000 in a year. That's also a tip to save money. Shop at grocery stores rather than eating out on road trips because grocery stores are just cheaper than restaurants in general. I mean, we kind of all know that at this point. Back to the gas though, on a 2,000-mile road trip, because my car is awful with gas, I get about 20 miles to the gallon. I need 100 gallons of gas. At around $3, that's maybe $300 that I need to spend on gas during the road trip. Getting $9 back is better than nothing. That's not all though. I save 5 cents per gallon on gas using Shell rewards. Many gas stations offer something similar, but I personally use Shell, even though some people don't like it because they say Shell is, more expensive than the other ones, but at least around me, they're all pretty much the same price. No one's gonna go to that gas station that's $1 more than the other one just because it's a Shell versus Sunoco, right? With that 100-gallon example, I saved another $5 just by using that for free. You don't even need to pay for it, you just save money overall. So whatever gas station you like to shop at, or just get them all and save money at every gas station. It's not much, but it does add up because that's already $14 saved just by using a credit card and going to Shell. Some other cards you can consider are the Costco Anywhere Visa that offers 4% cash back on gas purchases, though you do need a Costco membership to actually get this card. The Bank of America Cash Rewards card offering 3% on gas if you choose that category. Then finally, the PNC Cash Rewards Visa for 4% cash back on gas station purchases. Some of those cards are limited to around $8,000 in bonus spend each year, those last two cards specifically. Unlike the American Express Blue Cash Preferred, which for gas stations is not limited on that 3% cash back. Let's move into the food category, restaurants and grocery stores. We can, again, just break it down easy to grocery stores and restaurants. I mean, you all know the Blue Cash Preferred will be the go-to for my grocery store purchases, hopefully yours as well. However, since you have a higher likelihood of being in the middle of nowhere and finding a restaurant that doesn't take Amex, rather than a grocery store that doesn't take Amex, I don't think I would use the gold card, the Amex gold card, if you're trying to get the max amount of points while road tripping. Honestly, either of the Chase Freedom cards would be great for this because they do earn 3% cash back that can be converted to points at restaurant purchases. It's a great option for those looking to avoid high annual fees with cards like the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you have that card, then maybe you make up the annual fee because you do get other benefits with Reserve other than just a zero annual fee of the Freedom cards. Let's move into the final category of spend, which is shelter. Now this could be either hotels, campgrounds, or Airbnbs, depending on your budget and level of experience. Airbnb and hotels will count in the 3X category in the Sapphire Reserve or the 2X with the preferred. You can also consider the Wells Fargo Propel for 3X, Amex Green for 3X, or the Capital One Venture Rewards for just 2X miles on every purchase that you make. You can also consider buying Airbnb gift cards at a supermarket and then using the Amex Blue Cash Preferred to earn 6% cash back on that purchase. Campgrounds, though, are a little tricky because you don't know if they count as travel in some of the credit cards categories because they could just be coded differently. You never really know. Chase might code them as something as travel, while Amex doesn't consider them travel. It depends. Campgrounds don't cost very much though. They're around $10 a night paid in cash sometimes, so you really don't earn too many points on them. While it would be nice to earn a bit of points, we can just consider them a wash. And for that reason, we are just gonna skip earning points or the max amount of points on campgrounds and just go into how to save money while road tripping. You already mentioned how if you purchase food at a grocery store, you're gonna save a bit of money compared to going out to eat at restaurants every single night. So, along those same lines, I'd probably purchase a portable stove myself. I do have one, along with a large bin to store your things like pots, pans, and salt, pepper, cooking oil, stuff like that, and then a cooler to store your perishables. That way you can drive all the way across the country, keep your lunch meat and eggs clean, or cold and clean. I guess the cooler's clean, right? Then you can also cook your breakfast in the morning because buying a dozen eggs for $2 and wraps for $2 is certainly cheaper than the $13 avocado toast you can buy in so many places. The other biggest cost for road trips is finding places to stay. Depending on your level of comfort, you might find it worthwhile to go camping rather than getting an Airbnb or hotel. Though if you need a place to work and don't have a portable Wi-Fi, whatever they call those things anymore, then an Airbnb might be your best bet, or even just a hotel, because a lot of coffee shops are closed right now. You can't go in there for their free Wi-Fi. Though I have to say, if you're trying to do a Zoom meeting from a coffee shop, just don't do that. That would be pretty awkward. If you are sticking towards the campsite realm, there's a great website called freecampsites.net that does just what it says. You input where you want to stay overnight and then you can find free campsites. They have a little bit of info on it and some reviews of people saying if it's a good spot or not. Some places even have RV parking, hiking trails, scenic areas, and dog areas if you have a dog. Or pet, I guess, if you want to take your cat in a dog park or dog trail. It's fairly easy to understand and find places to camp at for free, all for free, and some even paid ones if you really want to look that difficult. You can customize a truck or van too if van life is for you. That'll save you a ton of money on shelter after the upfront cost of buying a van and customizing it. The other thing that you should use, and that I have found that very helpful, is roadtrippers.com. It's been a great source to plan your road trip along with finding a bunch of places along the way that you could potentially stay at. It's a great place to check out and do some planning if you have no idea what kind of hotels or campsites or sites there to see around where you're traveling. You can also consider checking out one of their pre-made trips, like this neon-fueled road trip along Route 66. It will tell you the time it'll take, without stops that is, of course, total miles and estimated cost based on your mile per gallon. This 2,284 mile road trip would take you 38 hours and cost you about $233 if your car got 22 miles per gallon. This particular one also has a little description of the places you could be visiting, which you can also find out if you're creating your own road trip, that is. Also consider getting things like the National Park Pass at $80 a year to avoid paying the $25 to $30 it costs if you just roll up in your vehicle. That'll save you money if you're planning to visit, more than 3 national parks, because if do the math, right? But of course, consider the places you're visiting. If you're not visiting national parks, then don't buy national parks. So you can still buy it if you want to support our national parks. If you visit national forests, typically they don't require you to pay anything to visit. If you know ski slopes, they're actually on national forests, and you don't need to pay to ski. You're just paying for access to the lifts. Little fun fact right there. A combination of free camping, spending less, earning more, and exploring more with an annual pass will make your next road trip one of the cheapest ones you've ever had. You can easily get away with a $500, 2,000 mile road trip over a week or 2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if I missed any of the top tips that you use to save money on your road trip. I upload videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on travel and finance, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure you hit that little subscribe button down there. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.